Hey everybody, Quantum Field Coach here with a crash course on how not to age with super spices, scientifically proven, in a book called How Not to Age by Dr. Michael Greger and his beautiful team of 9 researchers that read all of the English studies and then do their reports on a topic. And this particular food is my lazy meal. So you may have remembered that I still haven't given you the recipe for these low FODMAP whole food plant-based no oil tacos with my cheat flour. I don't usually eat flour, but these are home tossed corn tortillas with no oil, no salt. But what's on? I'll give you the recipe. I've been super busy. What's on my food? So just a quick note about what's in my salad, because of most of you, I'm sure, are aware there's massive record-breaking geomagnetic storms right now. Solar flares and CMEs are ravishing our planet right now. You may be feeling really crazy in so many ways or really amazing, and there's massive new energies. So Stefan, the person I follow, that's a geophysicist that teaches me about all the solar activity, taught me that root vegetables help us during these storms, especially such powerful ones. So I already eat root vegetables because they're great prebiotics and they're super cheap, and our gut bugs flourish when you feed them a variety. So I always do a batch prep for the week and grate up root vegetables anyway. But this one is all low FODMAP. And if you don't know what FODMAP is, ask me, I'll tell you. I don't have time right now because I'm super hungry. So anyway, these are all low FODMAP foods. If you're having FODMAP insensitivities, like I am again because of stress, flaring up an IBS that was healed. But anyway, back to the root vegetables. So this particular one has jicama, which is a starchy, really juicy, like potato that has a more tender texture. If you grate these things up and put them in anything, even your breakfast, you can't taste them, I swear. Especially if you put like a date. I always have vegetables and lentils in my breakfast bowl and broccoli sprouts. Anyhow, it has jicama and red beet and carrot and parsnip and turnip and rutabaga. Rutabaga is amazing for your gut bugs. Dr. Will Bolshewitz talks all about rutabagas, and they're like $1.49 a pound here. So all of those are like under $10 for sure. Oh, and there's red beets. So what I do is grate up like half of my stores and have it for most of the week, and then by like Thursday I gotta do a couple more salads before my batch cook on the weekends. But anyway, especially right now, root vegetables help us stay grounded into the Earth's magnetic field, not the sun, Stefan says. So that's a side note. But I wanted to talk about what's on here. There's been a lot of talk about oil, this, oil, that. One of the first and foremost things I can tell you about any kind of oil, I don't care how high quality it is a practice. The reason why it is made, those are made into oils, is because they're the lesser qualities on all levels. So they make them into oil because you can't tell when they're oil. So these are my splurge. I usually have green olives because they're more nutritious, but these are Kalamata olives, low salt, organic, and I always get them on sale somewhere for like $3.99 for a whole big jar. Now, this is a very, very high-fat diet for me, which is fine because it's all healthy, and it actually feeds my brain when I'm having extra oxidative stress, which is from stress. It affects your brain. It actually causes brain damage. So these foods that I'm putting together, all these spices are what I eat every day, but I have these papes, and I can give you the link. Dr. Greger taught us about them. They're these freaking crazy square gelatinous papers that are dried, and you put all your powdered herbs, or in my case spices, and then you fold it all up and you get it wet and you swallow it right away. But you can see I have all kinds of herbs that I take because spices, because let me go through them. So I just wanted to go back to the fat real quick. Sorry, I'm getting off track. The fat in here is, I would usually eat about 5 olives. And then this is my second amount of walnuts today, because again, when we're having mental health issues, the new nutritional psychiatry that I'm studying in school and with a couple of other science-oriented doctors for brain health, specifically for Alzheimer's and all that kind of thing, ADHD, all that stuff, brain injuries, all this stuff I'm learning about. So anyway, you need extra fat. So I've had, I usually have a 1/4 cup of walnuts or almonds or hazelnuts or pecans. Those are the 4 highest quality nuts. Now, the great thing is the new science that Dr. Greger found in How Not to Age is that the cheapest nut is the healthiest nut. And he literally said, when we got to see him live, he said, if I would have you buy any nut, it would be walnut. And they're like up to $10 cheaper a pound than some of the other nuts I buy. I particularly love nuts. And the cool thing about nuts is they did a year-long study. The only longest study they've ever done on fats, healthy fats and diet, it's in How Not to Diet, is that a randomized, double-controlled placebo study for a whole year. Longest diet study they've ever done, by the way. They studied one group only having a 1/4 cup regular amount every day, and the other was able to snack on nuts anytime they wanted. They both lost the same amount of weight. Okay? And I eat the heck out of nuts. Like, I love my nuts. And one thing about nuts is if they're not raw, unpasteurized, they are not raw. And if they are cashews, they will say raw and still need to be heated. They do not have to be roasted. They need to be heated because their shells are toxic and they need to heat the toxicity off of them. But the thing you need to understand is there's different types of pasteurization. Now, even if you're getting organic nuts that you're paying an arm and a leg for because they say they're freaking raw, they are still pasteurized 9 times out of 10, unless you're buying them right from a health food store that sourced them or straight from the farm like I do. Now, the thing about if you buy pasteurized, ask them, is it PPO or is it steamed pasteurized? That is super important. PPO is so incredibly toxic, and all the cheaper nuts usually are PPO. Even if they're organic, they can be PPO. Usually not, but they can be. There's no regulation at all. There's no regulation on labels. And if you watch Dr. Greger's videos that are from How Not to Age, he literally shows how there's life-shortening damage from steamed pasteurized nuts. And he shows a graph. You can watch the videos on his website, nutritionfacts.org. Anyway, now back to the super cheap, super life longevity stuff. Let's see. So these are my homemade broccoli sprouts. They have something called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane cleanses the liver. It fights cancer. And sulforaphane is really the only plant-based way you can prevent and fight cancer, for not to fight, there's other stuff you can do if you actually have cancer, but to make sure, if you have cancer in your family is what I mean, then it's super important for you to have sulforaphane. Now, the thing about me is I like to eat optimal nutrition. I will spend money when I need to, even though I'm a student on government funding right now, building a business, pre-business owner license, all that stuff. I still will go out of my way to spend money if it's what I need for my food, because my food is my medicine, and I've healed from 15 diseases, so I ain't messing around. But I love optimal nutrition for the cheapest price if it's the best. And these sprouts right here, I've had already a cup today. That was probably about 3 cents. And I have another cup because, again, I'm having a lot of stress today. So the oxidative damage, like I said, can cause brain damage. It does cause brain damage, so I make sure I'm high on the different things I need in those days. So these 1 cup of these little sprouts that are so easy to make, they're pennies for a cup to once you make them. It's only 2 tablespoons of seeds that you buy for a pound for 20 bucks. And 2 tablespoons does a whole 32-ounce jar of sprouts in 5 days. So I always keep them growing. I always keep them sprouting. I'm happy to teach a class on how to do it, no problem. But the thing is 1 cup of the broccoli sprouts has up to 1,000 times more sulforaphane than 27 cups of broccoli. Okay, 27 cups. Now, the 27 cups of broccoli is the next highest in sulforaphane. So I don't know about you, but I'm eating my broccoli sprouts. You know what I'm saying? So another thing we have here is these are barberries. Barberries are excellent for a process called autophagy. Autophagy is self-eating. I know it sounds gross, but literally, if we do certain things, our body knows how to house clean. And this barberry I eat today. I've had 2 half teaspoons instead of 1 half teaspoon. I got a whole huge bag for like $5, and I usually would only have to eat a half teaspoon for that autophagy to work. And then with that, I also take what's the other one? Oh, black cumin is also the other one that does autophagy. I eat a 1/4 teaspoon of that. That's even cheaper. And then I do a teaspoon of oregano. I forget what the oregano does, but I know I need a teaspoon a day. I have a teaspoon of ginger. I know that sounds kind of weird if it's on tacos, but that's the way it is. My palate wants food that's going to nourish me because it's trained. And by the way, you get new taste buds every 10 days. So go for it every 10 days. See if you like something new, because you got a whole new set of taste buds. So then I have a Indian pepper called papali. I forget what papali does, but I eat a dash a day. I eat a dash of cloves, which is probably a penny. And that's at least 1,000 times more antioxidants than average people get in a whole week. Okay, you following the math here? And then I have my, I've done extra cardamom today. I usually do a half teaspoon 3 times a day to repair my DNA damage, believe it or not. And I have, let's see, what else do I have? Oh, this isn't in the book. I already knew this from before, but 10 grams of protein is in a tablespoon of hemp seeds. I hadn't checked before yesterday, but I checked for not what the serving says on the package, but for my serving for tofu from the Science is a half cup. And that's even with low FODMAP, by the way. And it only had like 8 grams, and it's way more expensive than these hemp seeds. And I buy cold pressed hemp seeds that are unpasteurized, so they're amazing. They're also very high in omega-3s and omega-6s, so is walnuts. They're very balanced in their 3s and 6s. And also, just so you know, ginger and walnuts are anti-inflammatory massively. What else can I tell you? Oh, I wanted to talk about tofu, because I still prefer my tofu hidden in all kinds of layers of flavors. And I made this really super simple. I love to intuitively cook and experiment because I have so much fun. And I made this salad dressing. I put 1 tub of extra firm pressed tofu, organic. I always get organic or at least non-GMO, because soybeans, GMO is super, super toxic. I eat all non-GMO, try to eat organic as much as I can afford. Local, regenerative farms, we can talk about that another time. But anyway, this salad dressing, super high in protein because I slather it everywhere. It's on everything. And I put, I threw a tub of pressed, because I like it dry, extra firm. Threw that in my Ninja little rocket thingy with a big, huge handful of cilantro, a big, huge handful of parsley, about 4 tablespoons of stone ground organic mustard, and blended it up. And oh my God, it's so good. Like, it's the easiest dressing I ever had. And it's low FODMAP. I couldn't find a low FODMAP dressing, and I thought, well, these are all low FODMAP foods. I wonder what this will taste like. I do that crap all the time. I have a blast. And then let's see, what else do I have in here? I have to add my hot pepper sauce that's no salt or low salt, because peppers, I forget what peppers do, but I eat peppers all the time now, and the healthier I am, the more I can handle. I'm even starting to be able to handle seeds and jalapenos now, whereas before I was on 2 heartburn meds and I was still sick, puking every day because I had a paralyzed gut. It was really bad, guys. So anyway, let's see. I think I covered all. Oh, did I say cardamom repairs DNA that's broken? That's amazing. That's a half teaspoon 3 times a day is the science. But any of these things, I'm saying certain amounts. Don't stress if you put too much, because I'm just saying the minimum scientific studies that you can eat. You can eat the heck out of all these spices. Don't worry about that. He made sure that he covered all that. And then over here, according to Jim Quick, who healed himself from 5 major brain traumas, he calls these brain berries. They're wild blueberries, not organic, wild. And they are the best brain food for, I forget what kind. Watercress is the best plant-based. I just got from my school today. I go to Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and I popped a picture. I need to do a thing for you guys for brain foods. They gave me like 7 more brain foods that are plant-based that I didn't know from before. So anyhow, I've talked way too long. I hope that helped. I'm super hungry, and I'm looking forward to the amazing clearing my head and body are going to feel. It works like freaking magic instantly. It's so amazing. Oh, also I wanted to say, if it was earlier, I would actually be enjoying 3 cups of green tea, preferably matcha, but I just have organic green tea right now. And lemon, always add lemon if you can, because it activates it 100 times stronger. The antioxidants in green tea, those coupled together, it's an old Ayurvedic medicine trick. And that heals oxidative stress, oxidative damage in our brain. It does brain damage. And so I think he said an hour for green tea, and it's like 60% cleared up. If you do 8 kiwi altogether, 2 hours later, for me, an hour and 55 minutes, I felt like I had a 3-hour nap. I am not kidding. I ate 8 straight kiwis because I was taking my daughter to court. I was a freaking mess. I couldn't even think, and I thought, oh, I have kiwi. And I learned that in the book, and sure enough, I timed myself. It's amazing. So anyway, gotta go. Bye.